to welcome you today to the presentation on success with building your three B's. That's right, I said it, your three B's. Building your business, building your bank account, and most importantly, building your legacy. If this is something that you have thought about for a long time, you often talked about it with maybe some close friends or family. You even often dream about it, but you just don't know where and how to start. Well, I want to tell you that you're at the right place and at the right time. Yes, and you can even build a successful company while working a 9 to 5. My name is Valerie Jenkins. I am an international speaker, business coach, published author, CEO of Women Empower Women Academy, business owner of CHBH Event Service. And I empower women to take action on becoming the best version of themselves by creating the life not only that they desire, but they deserve by creating their three B's, building their business, building their bank account, and yes, most importantly, building their legacy. It is no accident that you're here today at Success Fest 21. Success Fest 21 is all about how you start. No pun intended. I want to walk you through the 5 steps on how to have success in building your business. How does that sound to you? Building your business, not my business, not your friend's business, but building your business. So if you're ready to get started, I want you to either take out a pen and a paper or your smartphone and go to your notes section because we are going to start with the 5 steps on how to have success with building your business. Number one, you want to put a strategic plan in place. You want to lay out all of the things that you need to do with putting this blueprint, if you will, together for your business. The thing that you have desired so much, the thing that you know that you want to do and can do. Lay that out. Give yourself that either 90, 60, 120 days. Just lay out just the framework of what that looks like. Okay. Then also, you have to really start with transforming your thinking. You have to first believe that you can be successful before you're even successful. I'm often reminded of a quote that Trevor always says that when transformation is not a place that a thought. It's a place that you live. To transform is a place that you live because it's something that it is growth every day. Before one, once again, can be successful, he or she must first know that she is or he is successful. Then we go to activating the gifts and talents inside you. Yes, the big guy upstairs have wired us all this way, right? You have gifts and talents inside you that you want to start to activate. Never mind all of the outside distraction and noises, right? And we will get to that because I will share with you my story when I started to build my business, exactly some of the transformation that I needed to go through. But you have those gifts and talents inside you that you need to activate. So you've laid out that strategic plan. You start that transformation of thinking that this will be successful, changing that language. And this is something that you have to do every day. Then you're going to activate those gifts and talents, everything that you've laid out. Okay, it's already inside you. Trust me. Okay, and then you have those results, those driven results that you will start to see as you go through these strategic plan, laying out that blueprint, transforming that mind, get rid of that thinking, that stinking thinking, activating those gifts and talents that you have inside you. You will start to see those results, but those driven results, right? Then we go down to thriving. Prior to 2020, we were just surviving. But 2021 and moving forward, we are now thriving. We are seeing all of the growth. We are seeing the progression, right? Of all of the things that you started out to do. If you are consistent, you will start to see those results. You will start to see those start to thrive. You'll start to see the progress in the progression that you're making. Plant the seed today for the fruits that you're going to have as you go down the line, right? So we went through the start, the strategic planning, the transformation, the thinking, shifting, all of that daily, to activating those gifts and talents, to seeing, starting to see those results, to now you're starting to thrive. I would be remiss if I did not share with you also the three. If you notice, I like to deal with numbers, right? If I did not share with you the three top reasons when starting to go after building your business, why you don't succeed. And I'm only speaking from experience. This is something that I had to deal with. So I've walked you through what that looks like to start. And now I just want to give you three of the top reasons. There are more, but these are the three top reasons. So if you ever start to feel this or have these concerns, just know that it is perfectly normal, but you can also overcome this. So let me just give you the top three reasons that I personally, Valerie, went through when I started to build my successful event planning business. Okay. Number one, I started to make excuses. Once again, I am not sharing something with you that I've heard or someone that told me. I've actually walked through this. So once I started to make the excuses. You know why? Because the fear of succeeding outweighed what I was prepared to go and do. So let me give you an example. As especially women. So I'm going to talk to my women right now. We are and we can be the biggest cheerleader for everyone else, standing on the sideline, out front, cheering the next woman, the next person on. But when it comes to us, some of us, not all of us, not most of us, but just some of us, we take that nasty F word and let that be our narrative. So I want to let you know that if you're having those feelings, that you can overcome that. Embrace those feelings, right? And sometimes you may have to start and start again. But I guarantee you, if you're successful, if you're consistent, you can be successful at this, right? And then the second thing is sometimes we feel that we don't have anything to offer. I know I felt that way. If you sometimes feel that way, that you don't have anything to offer, I want you to go ahead and put in the chat a one, or put me, or even if you don't want to do that, write that down, me. So this way you know, because you have to own that. You have to first understand these feelings in order to overcome and move forward. So sometimes we feel that we don't have enough we don't have anything to offer, right? I've worked with a lot of women back in 2019 and 2020 when we were going through the pandemic, and the world was turned upside down. And when I tell you that, I have to beg to differ. Women have so much to offer. I've seen some of the women that I either worked with or worked closely with. They had to be wives, mothers, caretakers. Even some of us, we even had to step up and be virtual teachers. I'm talking about algebra and English. Okay, so I would have to beg to differ that we are all that in a bag of chips. You have to, once again, going back to that start, change that mindset. Talk about wearing a super cape, right? We can do it. So I want to say to you, number one, it's the excuses that we make. Get rid of that. It's the I don't have enough to offer. Get rid of that. Identify it, see it, but dismiss it altogether. He can't live within the work that you have to do. And then the third thing is that sometimes we feel that we're not worthy or good enough. I'm not small enough. I'm not tall enough. I'm not smart enough. And the list goes on. We have, for the ladies I'm talking to right now, we have a Madam Vice President. What if Madam Vice President Harris thought that she was not worthy or good enough to serve as Vice President of these United States? Where would she be? So I say, drop the excuses, drop the I don't feel that I have anything to offer, and also drop the I am not worthy or good enough at building a successful business. These feelings, these thoughts, these concerns will creep up. I've laid out the blueprint, but I've also laid out some of the feelings or concerns that may come up. If not all three of them, at least one of them will come up. And I say to you, get rid of it, dismiss it, knock that off of your shoulder and keep focused. You have that strategic plan that you've put in place. You've changed, shifted that mindset. You've activated the gifts and talents. You're starting to see the results and you are thriving. So release those unwanted, toxic feelings that you may have when you are building your successful business. And then I want to also share with you that once again, 2020 really pushed a lot of women to go out and start their successful business, either because they were furloughed, hello, they were downsized within their position or a salary reduction. So there were a lot of businesses, successful businesses created in 2020 due to the pandemic and continue to be successful. So you, yes, I'm speaking to each and every one of you out there, can also be a part of those stats. It's once again the thing that you are desired to do. Go out and build your three B's. I want to also share with you just a few things when you do have those feelings, how to overcome. Number one, I talked about the fear or the failure. Well, I would say to you, embrace those. Let that or those feelings be the thing that keep pushing you forward. If I can share with you, when I started my business about 9.5, 10 years ago, I had those same feelings that, wow, what if I don't succeed? What if I'm not successful? What are the people, my family members are going to say? I let that really overtake me for the at least the first 7 to 8 months that I had to release those thoughts and those feelings. So I embrace the thought of like, okay, failure. I'm going to let that like be, I don't know, like think about, I'm going to age myself now. Think about Popeye and the spinach. I let that be the spinach for me to build and get stronger within myself, right? And then the other thing to overcome some is stay in your own lane. Yeah, I said it, stay in your own lane. I have a very successful event planning business, right? And I recall just having these thoughts that, well, There's a lot of other event planners out there. What makes me so different? How am I going to stand out? How am I going to get clients? Well, I have to tell you, I thought about it and I said, well, you know what? They don't have what Valerie has. They don't have my secret sauce. So I'm going to stay in my lane and do the thing that I know that I can do that will yield clients, that will yield the financial freedom that I'm looking for, and that will also give me the joy at doing. So I stayed in my own lane. And to this day, I continue to stay in my own lane, but put the secret sauce that only I can do, that only Valerie can do. And then I want to share the last thing with you is when overcoming some of these fears or concerns, I would say, is use your life as your playing ground. Use your life experience. You know, the things that when you go and you're looking for services and the things that is a yay for you or a nay for you. Apply those things into your business to ensure that you know when you are providing a service to someone that you want to make sure that they have the level of excellence because this is something that you would expect, right? So use your life experience as your playing ground. I share all of these tips with you today because I use these tips in being successful in my business. So I offer these up to you. I would love to stay connected with each and every one of you. Please ensure that you follow me on social media. Also, go over to ValerieFreeGift.com. There's a free gift for you. Please enjoy the remainder of Success Fest 21, and I will see you out there. Thank you.
I started my business as Tracy Tate Bookkeeping in 2003. I'm now the CEO of TLJ Professional Services. I'm also the founder and president of my nonprofit, Beat the Streets. I always plug them. We're a resource center for young adults in Antioch, California. I've been in the accounting profession for over 35 years, a mentor, a coach for over 15 years, and I'm also a licensed life and health agent. So a little bit about TLJ Professional Services, where we are about all things financial. We offer services in tax preparation, bookkeeping and accounting, business services, life and health insurance, retirement planning. I'm an author and coach, and I am BB accredited A+. Now, let's get into the nitty gritty. So 5 things to know as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, when starting a business or in business. So know your vision, mission, and purpose. Set goals. Be clear of your business offerings. Invest in yourself in your business. And a business coach can help you in your journey. Okay, so these are 5 things to know. Let's deep dive into each one of these. So, what is your business, right? What is your vision? What is the business that you want to have or create, or maybe have created, and why that business? So your vision tells your story. It's your purpose, right? It's your why. So all 3 of these go together: vision, mission, purpose. With vision, is where do you see your business? Always start with not where I am right now, but where am I trying to go, right? Where am I trying to get to? Because that's what matters, okay? It's not where you are right now, because you're planning for your future or the future of your business, right? And therefore, you need to have the vision of what you envision for that business, but then also why that business. So not only do you use that in your storytelling, it's in your brand, right? Because it tells your ideal customer why you chose them to market to provide services for, right? So what is your vision? What is your outcome? What is it that you want your business to be or provide, right? What's your mission? The mission is, what is the driving force behind your business? This is also part of your story. What is that gut wrenching why, right? The infamous why. Why are you in this particular business? Is it your passion? Is it something you thought about growing up as a kid, right? When I was a little girl, I wanted to be X, Y, Z, right? What is your mission? And what is it that you're trying to accomplish with your business? Okay. And then, of course, purpose. What is your business solving a need of? You have to be very clear about that, because once you know that, then you also can find out who is your ideal customer. They call them avatars, right? Who is your ideal avatar? Who are you marketing to? Who is your product or service best suited for? Okay. So when you are either starting a business, have started a business, or in business, this is something you need to be very, very clear on. Vision, mission, and purpose, because it not only tells your story, it also identifies your market, your ideal avatar or your client base, right? And what are they going to get out of it? And what are you going to get out of it, right? You're in business to make money. You're in business to leave a legacy, to build success, right? Success fest. So you want to make sure that you know these things, not only for when you're storytelling, but when you're marketing also. And then just for your own path. Okay. So that's part of the 5 things you need to know is set goals. Okay. So with setting goals, there's 3 main components: making them actionable chunks, writing them down, and put dates to them. So actionable chunks. Every stage of your business requires action. So if you break them up as goals, they're achievable. So one thing that I always mentor about is when you're setting a goal, if you don't write them down, how do you know how far you've come? Like I've had a client actually close a business because they really didn't know. They thought they hadn't made any progress, not knowing that they had already come so far, right? It's the same as getting a license to be like a real estate agent, or myself, a licensed life insurance agent. Why would I let my license go, right? So set actionable chunks, because it will allow you to actually see how far you've come and how far you have to go. Okay. And then remember, on the very first page, I talked about vision. Your vision is where these goals are getting to, right? It's the long haul. Where are you trying to get to? So in every stage of your business, whether it's starting up, there's things to do, right? There's action required. Once you're in business, in order to scale or bring on a team, there's another required action. An exit plan, if you have one, right? Your exit plan could be, I'm leaving my business to my grandchildren or to my children to make it a family legacy, right? Have actionable chunks and set a goal. Because one thing I've learned personally is you could talk about something all day long, and that's all it is conversation. It's just talk. If you set a goal and even write them down, now it's a plan, okay? It's actually something that's being implemented. Otherwise, you're just talking. Otherwise, it's just a thought, okay? Until you actually put some action behind those words or thoughts, you don't have a business, okay? You don't have a plan. You don't have a goal, okay? So let's be clear on that. Set goals. Now, write them down. Why is that important? When you write down your goals, it allows you to not only know how far you've come, but how far you have to go, but also it lets you see when times come where you have to pivot, right? Like COVID, we had to pivot. All businesses had to pivot. All employees had to pivot, right? It allows you to see what you've already done to actually plan for these bumps in the road, because COVID was a bump in the road. And in business, you're going to have bumps in the road. You're going to have those highs and lows. But when you have a goal, it'll not only keep you on your journey and on your path, um, it will also help you celebrate your wins, right? You have to celebrate your wins. So when you do, when you write it down as what I need to do first, second, third, then you can start checking them off, okay? Check those off because that's something when you're looking at a plan, when you see you've accomplished all these check marks, right? That's motivation. Motivation to keep going, right? It's motivation to say, I'm almost done. You know, it's like getting a degree, right? When you first start school, you know, you got a 2-year goal or a 2-year journey to get your AA or your BA or your master's, depending on where you are, right? You know, when you first start, you got a long road ahead, but each course that you take and you get to check those off, you're that much closer to your goal of a degree, right? So it's all the same concept for success, okay? So write them down. What is required in each stage, right? So that you know when you've accomplished it, so that you know when you can check those off, right? Okay, and put dates to them. Now, track each action as a project. So in each little chunk that you create, it should have its own project plan, in essence. This is what I need to do in this piece, in this first piece. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, right? It depends on what it is you're trying to do. Check those off within that stage, right? Before you move on to the next stage. Now, right, putting dates to them and creating deadlines. Life happens. Don't get discouraged, right? You adjust your dates to account for it because one thing about it is just like life can throw a curveball, sometimes those curveballs can be in your favor, right? So even though you may have missed that June 30th deadline, set a new one for July 15th and keep your July 30th that you had, if you have monthly goals, right? So you just move that one goal. You don't change your whole plan unless you have to, okay? So each goal, you consider it its own individual hub. And then if you have to change the date or pivot or anything like that, it doesn't change the rest of your goal or outcome, right? Your plan. It only changes that one particular chunk. That's number one. And let's say it's one of those things that, yes, it can snowball. It's not the end of the world, okay? Stay on your path, stay on your journey, okay? Now, what is your business offering? What is your business industry? How are the items sold, right? Who are your competitors? What is the story behind your product? And what is unique? Those are for product-based businesses. Now, what is your business industry? Why is that important? Not only do you need to know what's going on in your industry to stay abreast of what's changing in your industry and to benchmark your progress and your success in your goals and plans, those actionable chunks I just talked about, right? By benchmarking against other businesses in your industry and stand abreast of industry changes, that keeps you in the know, not only to allow you to be able to pivot and adjust your plan where necessary, but it also allows you to be an industry expert, okay? So one thing that I do or give as an example, so because I am in the accounting industry, I'm not a CPA yet, but you know, clients come and say, well, I want a CPA. But when you ask them why, they're not even sure, right? They just know that a CPA has this high standard, or you know, is an accredited position, which it is. No, can't take any accolades from that, right? The point of the matter is this: a CPA that just got their license yesterday, right, fresh out of college, only been in the industry for a year or two, does not hold more weight than somebody that's been in the industry 10, 15, 20 years. The title, the license, because that's what it is, a CPA license, it doesn't minimize that, but I will tell you, based on experience, like the tax industry, because I'm a tax preparer. Tax laws change every year. If a new tax preparer come into the industry, unless they've been doing taxes all these other years, like when Trump changed the tax laws, they wouldn't know how to do an older return. So I get a lot of clients that haven't filed their taxes in years. They would not be able to assist that client if they don't have those prior year knowledge, because Trump changed the entire tax codes, right? So that's a perfect example of being an industry expert, right? And knowing your industry and keeping abreast of the changes in it. Continuing education is required, all of that stuff, because things happen, right? It's pivoting. It's an era of technology right now, right? You have to keep up with the technology of your industry as well. So how are your items sold? Bundle, individual, right? And who are your competitors? I don't look at my competitors as competition. I look at them as another learning tool. What can I learn from somebody that's doing the same thing I am in my industry? I'm not competing with you. I'm partnering with you. I'm collaborating with you, and I'm trying to learn from you. I'm not in competition with you. We're going to win together. Okay. So look at competitors, your competitors, as the way to learn, to stay abreast of your industry changes and so forth, because your competition or competitor may learn about something before you do, may hear about something before you do, right? So you can learn from them and also collaborate. What is the story behind your product? You have to have a story. Why did you create that product? Because everybody else is doing it. Is that your story? That's not your story. Okay. That's not your journey. Not if you put plans and actionable chunks and have a full goal, mission, vision, and purpose for your business. You didn't do it because Jane did it or Joe did it, right? You have your story. You chose that product for a reason. Know what that story is. And then what's unique about your product. Okay. Now, services, sorry. What services are you offering? What is your business industry? What need are you solving? So service-based businesses, they look for you to solve a problem. They look for you to solve something that they can't do themselves. But what makes you different from others? That's something that is almost like an interview question, right? Is asked all the time. What makes you different from everybody else? So for us, we treat all of our clients as family, literally. We have a genuine care and concern about the success of your business. So we are wholeheartedly wanting you to win because your win is our win, right? So that's what makes us different. You're not cattle. You're not just a number. You're not, just a dollar sign, not for our business, okay? And who is your ideal customer? You have to know who you're talking to. You have to know who not to talk to. So that was a lesson I had to learn in business, that not all businesses are for me, okay? And I can accept that. And that was a hard lesson learned, but guess what? I learned that lesson. So you need to know that as well. Now, invest in your business and yourself. You must continue to learn and expand your knowledge. You being here part of Success Fest, you're already doing that. You invested in yourself and you're investing in your knowledge, because all of the various speakers and workshops that you attend, all of this great information that you're going to gain, you're going to expand your knowledge attending Success Fest, right? So you're investing in yourself, not just yourself, because what you pour into you pours out into your business, okay? So it's important to be knowledgeable of your craft, again, so that you can be seen as an industry expert. Now, invest in your business. What changes can happen in your industry? Again, COVID, the pandemic brought out a whole lot of everything. A lot of businesses had to either close or pivot, right? So one of our clients, their restaurant, because people couldn't go out, they closed one of their locations, but the other location is like, we have to do something. Well, I have another restaurant client that I'm like, okay, well, they started doing delivery, not pickup, but delivery. Because remember, DoorDash and all of those stuff was still delivering. There was more. And so restaurants moved to delivery or pickup, which pickup kind of came later in the pandemic. But that was information I was able to share with him, and therefore he was able to pivot in COVID. So you have to be aware of what's changing in your industry because you never know what's happening. And that's another part of collaborating instead of being in competition, right? Focus on what you're good at and outsource the rest, right? Or hire for someone to do the rest. We all are good or maybe good, but you do yourself a disservice trying to do everything by yourself. And as long as you hold tight to everything, there's no room to expand. Because how do you expand you, right? You can expand your knowledge, but time is time. You can't expand your time. So focus on what you're good at. Be your industry expert. You can't be an industry expert in marketing, accounting, taxes, right? Administrative services, what do you call it? Social media posts, right? So hire or outsource what is not your forte. Okay. That's the biggest investment you can have, is to let somebody else that does that, went to school for it, right? To have the continuing education, that's an industry expert, to do their craft so that you can focus on your craft. Okay. Marketing, branding, social proof are required to scale. So there's no way, unless your business plan is to stay small, which what is your overall goal, right? Are you looking to leave a legacy for your family? Otherwise, you want to scale. What's the point of starting a business if you're not in it to expand and make more money and more money and more money, right? So marketing, branding, you have to brand yourself because people want to know who you are, right? And that's why I did the all things financial. That's my signature move, and that's part of our brand that we are trademarking, okay? So social proof, people want to know because you don't know me from West, right? But hearing me talk, right? Attending some of my sessions, things like that will show you, and reviews, right? People commenting on posts, things like that are the social proof that would make you want to come and do business with me, right? That's part of being an industry expert, okay? So, because your name will get around, your name will expand. The more service, the better service you provide, knowing your customer, investing in yourself, investing in your business, right? Following your industry changes, people are going to come to you for answers, okay? So this is part of that: invest in your business, be good at what you're good at, and let somebody else be good at what they're good at, okay? Now, a business coach. Find a business mentor or coach you can relate to and speak to candidly, okay? And you can have more than one coach. So like I have a marketing coach, I have a accountability coach, I have groups that hold me also accountable, you know, and get mentorship from. I have a personal coach, right? You can never have too many coaches, but you have, whatever coaches you choose to work with, you have to be able to speak freely, because otherwise you won't get the full value of what they have to offer. But then that also turns around to you to say you have to keep an open mind on what they're saying, because guess what? Why recreate the wheel when you could be mentored in your journey, right? They've been there, done that, right? You can learn from their knowledge, their experience. So there's a saying in one of the groups I'm in that everything you need is in this group. And that's because they have an array of people in the group, right? Whether you need an attorney, they're in the group. So if you have questions about different things in your business, it's not that you have to now become the industry expert for that piece of knowledge that you need, right? You can pose your question that you need. Or if you have a coach in that area, right? A financial coach, a business coach, a personal coach, then they can help you decipher through some of the things. If you get stuck in your business, if you're trying to scale and not sure what next steps to take. So working with somebody that has the knowledge and experience that you don't have, all they can do is feed into you, right? So that's part of the um, investing in yourself, right? You have to invest in yourself because there's no way for you to know everything, but you can learn from other people. So again, that's what goes back to the competition as well. You learn from, they're not necessarily your coach, they're your collaborators, right? But a business coach will keep you accountable as well. That's what you're paying them for, to keep you on task, keep you motivated, to keep you financially straight in your business. So that's why you need multiple coaches as well. Okay. Not only will they give you fresh ideas or a different perspective, they will, well, if you can speak candidly, they're going to tell you that don't look quite right. Or, if you have an honest coach, what you want to be, that's that candidly I'm talking about. They should be able to talk to you about anything, and you should be able to talk to them about anything, right? Because you want your business to be the best it can be. And you can't do that if you're holding on to a question that you are afraid to ask, or take the constructive feedback as criticism, things like that. So make sure when you choose coaches that you're choosing coaches that they're going to become like family for you, okay? Because they will be open and honest with you about their fresh ideas, because there's no two people alike, right? Even twins are different. They have different gifts, right? So you want to take in what you want. This is my thing. Take in what you want, throw the rest of it away. I know you've been hearing that forever. I have too, but I live by that because I'm learning every single day. Everything doesn't apply to me. So therefore, I pick and choose what I can use in my business. So a perfect example is, not only do I attend like workshops and learning sessions on my industry, I attend workshops and other speaking engagements and stuff like that on topics that has nothing to do with me, my career, or my business. But what I can learn from that is their technique, their approach, what software they may have used, right? What did they, the format that they use. So it's so many different things that I can learn by attending someone else's workshop or someone else's collaborating with, right? Speaking engagements, because you always can get fresh perspectives, fresh ideas from someone else, right? Everything doesn't apply to me. So I take that piece that I can use and put it back into my business, okay? And then speak your truths. This is your journey. I can't express that enough. This is your journey. So all of these things that I've already gone over, the 5 tips, right? You have to set goals. You have to know your vision, mission, and purpose. Be clear of your business offerings. Invest in yourself and your business, right? And then a business coach can help you. All of these things will help you be successful in your journey, right? Even in this topic, in this workshop, you're going to take in what you want and throw the rest of it away. I don't know what you're going to throw away, but just open and honestly, right? I'm speaking my truths, right? As a coach, as a financial coach, as a business coach, as a mindset coach, all of this, as well as an accountant, I can speak my truths. Do I know everything? Nope. But I'm continuously learning. I'm continuously investing in me and my knowledge because I do want to stay an industry expert. Okay. Now, I have a free gift for you. If you go to bit.ly-4 things to expect, right? That's another piece of I have 4 things that I discuss or will share with you at the download. It is a PDF to give you 4 things to expect in your business. Because as a new entrepreneur thinking about starting a business, or even if you're in business and you're looking to scale to the next level, there's things that you need to expect in this journey. Because again, this is your journey. So thank you very much for spending your time with me, your afternoon with me. I am honored to have been able to present this for you. Again, take advantage of your free gift and it's been my pleasure. I am Tracy L. Tate. I am the CEO of TLJ Professional Services, where we are about all things financial, and I am honored to be an executive producer for Success Fest 21. Be blessed.